everybody, and welcome to our very, very special episode of Where It All Began. So, I'm going home this weekend to my hometown, Findlay. Had to rep my Deets' brother shirt. If you've never had Deets' ice cream, you are truly missing out. Best ice cream in the world. I digress. Gavin was from my hometown, as we had talked about earlier in the podcast. And once we had found out about his diagnosis, our high school decided to put on Hello Dolly in his honor. Once he had passed, we had kind of transformed that idea of putting on the show into making it more broad and putting on a full memorial for him following the show. This turned into a town-wide event. Local businesses, Dietz being one of them, all came together and helped honor Gavin. We will talk about in this episode a foundation that was created in his honor. We will sit down with Andrea Barger and talk about what that looks like a little bit more. Obviously, we would love for you guys to donate whatever you can to that because all of the proceeds that are donated to this foundation are going to help the high school theater department. And it was the high school theater department that Gavin grew up in as well. So we're trying to give back to the town that he gave so much to. But we will learn more about that in the episode with Andrea. We will also be sitting down with some of the cast and crew from our high school's production of Hello Dolly, which I'm so excited to be talking to them because they are people that I've either grown up with in theater or like the directors and music director that I got to work with in high school. So I'm so excited to be sitting down and talking with them. So I will not make you guys wait any longer. We will get right into this episode. So come along this journey with me to find out truly, for so many of us, where it all began. Hello, everyone. I am sitting down with Andrea Barger, who is the Development and Alumni Relations Coordinator for Findlay City Schools. She was very instrumental in putting this weekend together for Gavin. So we're going to sit down, talk with her about what the weekend is like, what it means to her, and get some more information about the foundation that's going on. So if you're ready, Andrea, I'd love to just kind of jump right in and start asking questions.
Of course.
So this weekend means so much to so many people, not just in Findlay, but across the nation. Gavin touched a lot of lives. So what was it like? Because you were so instrumental in putting this weekend together. So what was that like for you being in charge of everything?
Well, it was, first of all, an honor and welcome home. I always want to welcome home all of our Trojan Country alumni when they come back to great old Findlay. And this was extra special, I think, because David Coolidge and I both graduated from the class of 1996. And I don't think we ever thought that our paths would cross the way that they have. He's now with Findlay City Schools. I'm also obviously here. And so I think it was just one of those wonderful ideas that was created inside his brain. And there were several of us that were like, okay, how can we pull all of those wonderful ideas out of David's brain and make this a reality? And of course, everybody was 100% on board. If anyone just mentions the name Gavin Creel, everyone's like, yes, please. How can I help? And how can we make this as great as he deserves?
So. Yeah, that's awesome. So what was the motivation to do this? Obviously, the high school's putting on Hello Dolly in his honor. What was the spark for you that said, I want to do something even more than that?
Sure. I know that it would have been ideal if all of Trojan Country could have gone to New York City for his memorial, but we just knew that that probably wasn't a reality for a lot of people. And so we thought, what better way to bring it back to Findlay and then try to encompass everything that he probably would say made him who he is today. And so I would have to assume somewhere along that those lines would be youth theater, which happens also this weekend with the Wizard of Oz. Of course, the high school musical within Findlay High School, Hello Dolly, of course. And then just all of the places that were special enough to him. Dietz's had a huge hand in it. You know, we knew what restaurants and what local businesses and what people to really reach out to. We're lucky enough to have a mayor right now that is an alumna from Findlay High School as well. And so we just tried our best to just wrap our arms around everybody that we possibly could in the community that also knew what a special weekend this had to be. And it was just kind of like, okay, how can we actually make it happen now?
Yeah, that's awesome. And the big part of the weekend was also a foundation that was put together in Gavin's honor. Can you elaborate more on kind of the goals of the foundation, what the end dream would be with that?
Of course, yes. So the foundation for Gavin Creel, it's the Gavin Creel Memorial Fund, was created back in the fall of 2024, and it was actually with your mother, Krista Miller, David Coolidge, and myself, and we all just kind of sat down and thought, okay, we know that people have their own ways of grieving. We know that people have their own ways of saying, okay, how can I help? People that are trying to figure out how can we continue his legacy in the best way possible. And so I think for us it was just one of those things where we sat down, we all threw out ideas of what we wanted the fund to entail and how it could actually grow. And we pretty much just took his life and put it into words that now have become a fund where people that feel the need to give can give back to all of the Gavins that will be coming in the future. And so it's something that it's open, it's open ended, I should say. It's something that anytime that we are able to find either a place within Findlay City Schools, a space within Findlay City Schools, an opportunity for the students that go through all of our wonderful buildings and are part of any of our fine arts programming. We would be able to do things that we always say, like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if? And now we're going to be able to have something that we could say, okay, let's fill in the blank. What can we do? And now that we have the money to be able to do it, let's do it. And let's do it in Gavin's honor, which is exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah, and I think it's something that he would be very proud of.
Yes.
Growing up, obviously, in this building, performing on the stage that, the production we put on, I think would mean a lot that it's kind of a full circle that he gets to give back to that theater program.
Absolutely. And as you know, most people, a way to honor people would be to put a plaque on a wall or, to sketch a name into something. But we just felt like this was probably taking it a little step further, which we feel is very deserving in this case. And it just seemed like the right thing to do because now there really can be a legacy left. And then all of the people that come through and follow his footsteps on our stage are going to have the same experiences that he did, and then even more.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So finally, like we had said, you played such an instrumental role in getting everyone together for this weekend, not just in the high school, but all over downtown, all the restaurants, all the local businesses. What does it mean to you having played such an instrumental part to honor Gavin personally? What does that mean to you?
I think it just really drives home the point that a lot of times in Findlay, I think that, we can say all the time, Findlay is such a wonderful community. Oh, it's such a great place to live. Oh, it's so safe. It's so fantastic to have a family. But I think when weekends like this happen, you really do see it firsthand and you think to yourself, I wonder how often we actually stop and pause and take it all in and realize the reality of that is all very true because of the people that live here. To be able to work with Alyssa Simpson, who went to Findlay High School, her last name is now Preston, but she works for Visit Findlay, and she was able to find the connections between all of the businesses and the partners in Findlay. To have the Dietz family that went to Findlay High School, but now of course, has this wonderful business to be able to support us, to work with Kelly Cheney, who was Kelly Sutherland. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And the fact that I think all of us that helped plan the weekend all went to Findlay High School, all had some type of personal connection to Gavin, to his family. And so it's just really neat to be able to come back and, sit here and go, okay, Brent Miller's in the house again. How exciting is this? We get to sit down with CJ Miller. I mean, it's kind of a fangirl experience at the same time as just being very honored and thinking, like, I can't believe this is actually happening, but also at the same time, just so grateful because then we truly can say what a wonderful experience it is and how proud people are to say that they are from Trojan Country.
Yeah. Well, Andre, I can't thank you
Yeah,
enough for sitting
of
down and
course.
elaborating on the foundation and what we can do with that. So I just want to thank you so much. So let's try and raise some money and do some wonderful things out of kind of a dark time. So
Wonderful. Yes. And anyone can always go to the Community Foundation website, which is where our fund is being housed. There's also a QR code for anyone that happens to have access to the playbill. We also have all of the information on the Findlay City Schools website, and I can always take any questions at all for anyone that's thinking they would want to make a donation. And anything from 50 cents up to $10 to whatever else people dream and feel that they would want to do to make an impact on this next generation.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Hello, everybody. I am here with Andy Cantrell. Andy, what role did you play in putting this production on?
I am the director and the producer.
Awesome. Have you directed this production before?
Not this production. This is the first time I've done Hello Dolly.
Okay. What does it feel like honoring Gavin this weekend with this production?
You know, as we started looking at shows, we always try to pick a show that kind of fits who we think we're going to have in the cast. And so this was one that we were looking at. And then when we became aware of Gavin's diagnosis this summer, it was just kind of then a natural kind of fit that we thought this is a perfect way to kind of pay tribute.
Yeah.
So
Do you feel there's a pressure on this show honoring him at all?
I don't think so. I think the kids are really excited about that opportunity. We have a special little moment at the end of the show that we pay a little tribute to him. So I think it's added to the excitement for the kids. And, you know, I went to school with Gavin. Laura, our vocal director, went to school with Gavin. So it's been a great opportunity for us to kind of remember our friend.
Yeah. So I obviously went to this high school. You were my theater teacher. And it created such a safe space, not just for me, but for everyone involved. How does it make you feel knowing that you are very pivotal in creating that safe space for other students?
So many of our kids have no other place that they find that sense of belonging at the high school. And so it's great to see them at the beginning of the process of putting a show together and how that bond just forms over the course of rehearsals.
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you see kids by the end of the production? Do you like in growth in their personalities? And
that's the thing that we like the most as directors, is that we get to see that growth and the progression that the kids make over the 3 months that we're rehearsing the show, and to see what the final product is probably the most rewarding thing for us.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing this. I'm excited to see the show.
Thanks for coming.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Tim Montgomery. Tim, what role did you play in this production?
I'm the assistant director for this program.
Awesome. Have you directed this production before?
This exact show, no, never been a part of this one. I've been a part of Findlay Theater going back to the early, late 80s.
So part of today is honoring Gavin Creel. What does it mean for you putting on this production in his honor?
Well, here's the thing. I actually knew Gavin going back many years. He used to swim with my brother-in-law, and so I knew him and the family then, and also coming to production, saw Gavin. And the thing that impressed me the most about Gavin, and the lesson that I hope students take away from Gavin, is this. I don't know that Gavin was the most talented kid I ever saw on a Findlay High School stage, but he worked harder, and he had more passion and desire to be great. And I've always felt like that was the thing that kind of put him over the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how does it feel? You know, I grew up in this high school. You were my assistant director when I put on productions, for better, for worse. And what does it mean for you being a part of creating a safe space for students here?
We talked about this last night. You know how we always have our cast party, and we have our senior moments, and then we have the director moments. And one of the things I talked about was this being a safe space, and that, yeah, we're aware that there are people who are going to call you names or mock you or make fun of you. And the thing I've always told people is people who do that to theater kids are jealous that they lack the courage and that they lack the creativity. And so the thing I've always told kids, including what I used to tell you, is own who you are. And if you like who you are, who cares what anybody else thinks? And that's what I think one of the roles of the theater is.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see the show. Hello, everyone. I am here with Laura Dyer. Laura, what role did you play in this production?
In this production, I played the vocal director.
Okay. And have you ever put on this production before of Hello Dolly?
I have never. Nope.
Right. So part of this weekend is honoring Gavin, who you went to school with and we're very, very good friends with.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean for you putting on this production in honor of him this weekend?
It means so much. I felt his spirit throughout this whole production, and I think the kids are also really into it and have been studying things that he's done, and that's just been really special. And just to know that I was on the same stage and a lot of different times with him, and so it really is a special situation for me, especially.
Like I had talked with Tim and Andy about, you were also my vocal director when you were here, or when I was at this school. What does it mean for you being such a pivotal part in creating a safe space for students?
Oh my gosh, it means so much to me. Like, that's one of the reasons why, I mean, I am a counselor here as well, but I can branch out to provide that safe space, even as a vocal director, even more, to students who really need it, and they find it here. And I love the fact that we don't turn anyone down, and I think they become a community, they become a family, and it's a place where a lot of people find that they belong, where they might not belong other places in high school. And I think that's one of my favorite parts about doing this.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see the show.
Thanks.
I love talking with you. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am sitting down with Claire Whitby. Claire, what exactly do you do in the show?
I'm the sound engineer, so I run the microphones and sound for the monitors for the orchestra in the back, and recording for the videos.
Now, you are not in high school anymore, but we kind of overlapped when I was here. You did all the sound when I was here. You've obviously been involved in the theater department. What did being involved mean for you?
I started my senior year of high school with Shrek the Musical, one of the most stressful shows in my life, and for some reason I still wanted to just come back to it. It's a fun time, and I really like putting on a good show.
Yeah. So part of this weekend, obviously, is to be honoring Gavin. There's also the foundation that's in his name to help raise money for the theater department, to help create a safe space. What does having a safe space mean for you?
It's really nice to just have a place where you can truly express yourself. You're playing these different characters, but at the end of the day, you're showing up to be included and to be a part of something that is bigger and just really good for community, for self-worth, and just making friends and building something.
Yeah. Awesome. Hello, everyone. I'm sitting here with Ava Lackey. Ava, what role do you play in Hello, Dolly?
I play Dolly Levi.
Amazing. What's been your favorite part of working on this show?
I've really had to step outside of my comfort zone with Dolly because she's nothing like me at all. But it's been fun to push past that limit.
Yeah. So as a lot of our listeners know, we're from the same hometown as Gavin Creel. Gavin was in Hello, Dolly in New York. What does it mean to you to be putting on this production this weekend?
I don't know. It's really special that we get to honor him in this way, because it wasn't originally planned to honor him, but then unfortunately it worked out in that way. But and now we get to just pay special tribute to him, and it's very special.
Yeah. Awesome. Are you excited, nervous? What are you feeling?
I'm less nervous because I was really nervous Friday night, but now with it's the last show, I feel like it's I have it, so I'm just excited.
Yeah.
And Sunday's a show that most of my family comes to, so that's a little nerve-wracking, but just very excited.
Awesome. Thank you. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Mr. Isaac Weiss. Isaac, what role do you play in the show?
I'm playing the role of Cornelius Hackle.
All right. What's been your favorite part about working on this production?
Oh my gosh. The chemistry with the principals is insane. It's the most I've ever felt. Me and Dawson, we have a great chemistry playing Cornelius and Barnaby. Me and Lily have great chemistry. It feels really, really, really tight. So
obviously we know that Gavin won his Tony for Hello, Dolly, playing Cornelius Hackle. Mm-hmm. Do you feel an extra kind of pressure, kind of playing that role in this production?
I definitely keep it in mind. I don't necessarily pressure myself with it. I really just think, I want to make sure that he's up there and that he can be smiling at whatever we're able to do. And he's just he was so talented, so amazing. So I took a lot of inspiration from watching videos of him, and I was like, wow, he's just so much energy. I hope that that I can kind of display a certain amount of just brightness and joy through the character that he brought so well to the stage. So
what does it mean to you to be playing that same role?
Oh my gosh. It's really interesting. I don't know. It's hard to put it into words, if that makes sense. It's just it's so powerful, so moving, especially today with everything, the memorial and everything. It's I was just sitting and thinking about it. I had to meditate for a while, just be all right, just bring it in and get the job done and really enjoy it. So
wonderful. Well, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, CJ.
Hello, everybody. I am here with Drew Denike. Drew, what role do you play in the show?
I'm Horace Vandergilder.
Awesome, exciting role. What's been your favorite part of putting on this production of Hello Dolly?
Just working with all the other characters and cast. They're all just great people. It's really fun working with everyone.
Yeah. What does it mean to you to be putting on this production this weekend in honor of him?
It feels good to kind of do a show that actually gives back to Gavin and plays into his memory. It's nice to feel like we're doing something for him.
Yeah. Is there a certain pressure you feel putting on this production?
A little bit, but it's not really me. It's mostly I think Isaac, to be honest. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Break a leg.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Camden Teich. Camden, what role do you play in the show?
I play ensemble.
Awesome. You're in the ensemble. That's awesome. What's been your favorite part of putting on this production?
Probably just hanging out with my friends and really getting to meet new people.
Yeah. And so you grew up in theater. You kind of knew of Gavin.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be putting on this production in honor of him this weekend?
I think it's really cool, and I really think it means a lot to his family and everyone who knew him.
Yeah. Awesome. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Is there a lot of pressure this weekend?
Yeah, I definitely am nervous, but I'm just excited to show how we have worked.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Hello. We are sitting down here with Miss Caitlin Rose. Caitlin, what role do you play in Hello Dolly?
I play Mrs. Rose.
Awesome. Mrs. Rose. That's perfect. So what's your favorite part, Ben, of being a part of Hello Dolly?
It's my 4th year here with the theater program here. So I think one of my favorite parts is like being with my friends and the people that I've met along the way. And this has just been like a really fun show. The costuming is awesome. I don't think I've ever felt more beautiful in a costume before. But yeah, it's just the character is really fun, even though she's small. It's really fun to like be able to like be like, what is she like to create her? So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So as you know, and many of our listeners know, Gavin Creel is from our hometown. What has it meant to you being a part of a show that meant so much to him?
I never personally knew him, but if I would have, I know I would have loved him. It feels like a huge honor. I feel proud to be able to be in a show that he was once in and to be able to honor him the way that we are. And I know that every time we're on the stage, he's there watching out for us.
Awesome. Thank you. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. It was so great being home. I loved getting to talk to all of my friends about what it meant to them to put on this production in Gavin's honor. I think it was a great way to honor a truly incredible human being. I will put the link to the Gavin Creel Memorial Foundation in the description below. Please, even if it's 1 cent, whatever you can donate, we would love, love, love to have all the support that we can to help our high school theater department. So whatever you guys feel like donating, please do what you can. So I hope you enjoyed kind of getting a behind the scenes of our high school theater department, because that truly is where it all began. Not just for me, not just for all of the students that we heard from, but also Gavin. This truly is why I love doing this podcast, because hearing the stories of the people that supported me and why they love doing this, it makes it so much more meaningful to have these people in our lives. Because that truly, for so many people, is where it all began. So tune in this Friday. We have such an amazing guest. I loved getting to talk to them. It was so cool. So tune in this Friday because we will have our regular scheduled guest, and I'm just so excited. So stay tuned. Just 2 days, and you'll have another episode. Thanks for watching our special edition. Bye.